PXG is having a good day. This thing's a monster. It is an absolute monster. Better. More of what I thought the Ping would do. More balanced launch numbers. 23, 19, 12, 13 launch. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So, a little bit of a difference today. We don't have my little sidekick to my right. Young Michael is on his vacation for round 3 of the bracket, but we're here, we're doing it. We have a huge match on our hands. We have PXG, Black Ops Tour. One of the heads I think you've heard us say that we're most impressed with so far in 2024. PXG obviously come a long, long way with their wood development, this being the biggest move they've ever made, in my opinion. So this will be very, very interesting against the 10K. Ping 10K. The driver I think that everybody's been talking about this year, I would say mostly in a positive sense, that it's such a forgiving model. But this is the most interesting match so far in the bracket. Actually, to be honest, it might be the most interesting match in any of the rounds of the bracket, because we have the two ends of the spectrum. And even as I hold them right here, you can see the sort of squat, deep, narrow sort of body of the PXG. You've got the much, much wider body of the 10K. The footprint, and we'll overlay some images. I mean, it's drastic, the physics behind sort of the two heads and what they're going to sort of return in the downrange sort of results. So it will be fascinating to see, because this is going to be a true test. Is accuracy the best way to sort of accumulate your points in the bracket, or is all-out distance inside the grid the way to get it? I think with the surprises and the shocks we saw last week with the King Titleist bowing out, I think there's maybe a little bit more accuracy involved in the bracket than some people maybe thought. I think people think distance is the all-out way to do it. So we're going to toss the coin. Players' Cup 2023. Shout out to Brian and Mel. We are going to do Players' Cup for PXG, Stream Song logo for Ping, okay? Players' Cup for PXG is up first. Black Ops, 9 degree, turn down to 8. All drivers in the bracket are going to be playing around 8 degree, plus or minus half a degree. 8.5 to 7.5 is what they'll all be set to. A little high in the face, but that could be pretty good. Little opener for PXG. High launch, low spinner. Felt good. Felt solid. It's going to be a tough task for Ping today. The PXG is having a good day. This thing's a monster. It is an absolute monster. That's the thing, because those first 4 have ended this match immediately. Like, you can't be that long and that straight and have any chance against that. Okay. Last one of set number 1. Oh, I missed it. Do you know what? My sensation was I've missed that, not good. But it managed to spin amazingly well. This is going to be tough. Tough if your name is Ping. Okay, guys, round 1 with the Ping. I was not expecting PXG to be like that. That was 5 good swings, but 5 incredible results. I think in this test, that is ultimately the driver that's going to win this thing is going to have to do that. Now, I was thinking today was going to be all about this being nice and tight, not really more than, I think last week was 12 and 15 yards of dispersion, thinking this would be maybe a little bit tighter, keep it under 10 on the average, and then the distance lost by the amount of weight that's in the back would be offset. I just don't know how it's going to be able to keep up with how long and straight that PXG was, but let's see. It wasn't awful, but That's not your start. Okay. Better. More of what I thought the Ping would do. More balanced launch numbers. 2390 and 13 launch. Quite nice. Not bad. Again, probably what I thought the Ping would do. Straight lines. Quite like it. 307 is nothing to be sniffed at though. That's pretty good. Solid hit. The Ping will stay online and stay in. And it'll kill it. It will kill it. Spinny. All right, guys, round one in the bank. I could honestly would never have thought, you could never have told me that the PXG would have turned up and been as straight and as long as that. Like we said last week about the Strix, and when you get these low spin models, there's a chance of the freak ball. I didn't think there was going to be 3 or 4 of them in there that were that good, but I can also say I have seen that from this driver so far in testing, so not a massive shock. The Ping, I thought, done exactly what the Ping does. There was 3 out there that exactly what I thought of. 24, 25, 2600 spin, very good. And amazingly quick for a driver. Again, we talked at the very start about the size and proportions of these drivers. This thing is built for speed. This thing is built for stability and accuracy, minimize dispersion. It is actually an engineering feat that this thing can match the Black Ops for speed, for ball speed output. There was a few in there, 60, 69 ball speed, 68, 67 ball speed. So I'll be curious. I haven't really looked at the numbers. I'm just going off of what my gut tells me the initial sort of numbers were in the first set. But this was remarkably stable, but this thing's just a monster. Okay, it can all change in round 2 though. PXG needs to maintain its level. Oh, missed it. Missed it. It's going to stay in though. It's a counter. Some pretty good carry numbers off of one I immediately knew I missed. A little fade on it. How good. It's a flat bomber. Not quite as accurate second time around, which may open things up a little bit. Just as he says that, center line. Yeah, I think one more. So I just hit that one a wee bit harder. I kind of missed the strike low in the head, but 171 ball. There's 4 balls around that pin I'd be pretty confident of knocking in for a 2. That's impressive. All right, little Ping. I'm sorry to have to do this to you, but you're going to have to go like you've never went before. PXG is set the bar high. I'm going to swing for the fences 5 times in a row and just hope that the absolute 5 fastest swings I can make are enough to at least give this a fighting chance. So I'll offer that. We got to give the, oh, that's staying in. Okay. It's pretty good. How many have we got to go? 3? Got to be 3 like that. I'm literally trying to hit the highest low spin balls that I possibly can to give this any kind of chance. Angle attack there's 7 up on it, but I don't have any choice if this is going to have any kind of chance in the match. But those last two have got to be big helpers. It's going to go offline, but I hit it good. 300, still good. Still a good average. Last one. Come on. Pretty good. Pretty straight. Wee bit high. Go. Go. Okay, guys, that was a fascinating test. Didn't really play out as I thought it would be in the true sense of distance versus accuracy. The PXG just got off to a start like I would never have imagined, like we said. There was a couple of balls in there, 323 distance, 0.6 offline, 321 total, 1.1 offline. I mean, when you just have that it goes that far and it's that straight, in this format is very, very difficult. So I think most people watching probably know the outcome, but let's do the formalities. Ping averaged 310.59. It was 13.37 offline on average. The total was 297.22. It would have won both of the previous matches by quite a distance, not even close, right? Not even remotely close. But the PXG was 8.5 yards longer on average and 4 yards straighter on average. So 309.37. I think Strixon beat Titleist last week with an average of like 291, something along those lines. That is something else. And to be honest, I have, like I said at the very start, I have seen that from this driver in testing so far this year, my own testing, a little bit of kind of golf I've been playing in the sim. When I've been using that Black Ops Tour, it is long and very, very straight. Lots of people watching, lots of you will be watching saying, well, really, you should have done Black Ops versus 10K Max. I totally get it. The whole thing about the bracket is, guys, we're trying to sort of test models against one another for the characteristics that they're best at and known for. 10K will go down probably as the most stable driver head ever. Black Ops is trying to establish itself as a high-performing, fast, sort of high launch, low spin, animal. PXG's first, in my opinion, truly high-end challenging anything else in the market performing driver. So I love the contrast in what both of those drivers offered. That's why I was most intrigued about this match itself. A huge props to Ping. I'm not just saying this just as a pat in the head. To average 310.59 on the GS Pro grid, which doesn't give you the same sort of distance that the quad launch monitor does. It actually is quite a bit shorter, probably 7-8 yards shorter than you would see. So to average 310 on distance, 310.5 is amazing, but 319 is even better. So the PXG Black Ops Tour advances into the semi-final. It will come up against, I believe, Callaway, who knocked out Mizuno in the first round. The last remaining matches of the first round, we have another heavyweight match. TaylorMade versus Cobra, QI10 Core versus Darkspeed LS. I think that's going to be not as big of a difference in terms of head characteristics as this, but again, a little bit of this. Is it the sheer speed and sort of distance of the Darkspeed LS versus the balance of the QI10 Core? We're going to find out. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you again soon.